Good morning, WW Robinson. Today is April 10th, 2019. I have Kayla here with me this morning. How are you, Kayla?
Good.
You ready for a great Wednesday? Yeah, me too. I think we're going to blink and it's going to be Friday and I'm not going to have any of my work done. You're ready for it to blink and be Friday. All right. It is day 7 in our rotation. And Kayla, tell us what's for lunch.
Pancake, sausage patty, egg patty, diced potatoes, vegetable juice, canned apples, pears, and twisted milk.
All right. And Henry's going to tell us about the weather. Henry, come on over. Oh, what is it today?
Sunny.
It is sunny. So here's a question for you. Since it is so sunny, do you think today would be a good day for a fire drill?
Probably.
Probably. I think there's a good chance of it. So teachers probably ought to be ready just in case. What do you think? Yeah, I think so. All right. Thanks, Henry. And we have Miguel here to lead us in the pledge. So please stand. All right, Miguel, come on over here. Watch, don't knock Kayla out.
Yeah, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Miguel. You're quick. All right. And please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right, we have some birthdays to announce. Celebrating today on the 10th, we have Serrani Mirandis Velasquez, Willow Rose, and Lucas Rittenauer. So happy birthday to those folks. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful birthday. We have no staff birthdays today. And, I have an announcement. A reminder that the Science Buddies will not meet today. Information will be coming shortly regarding the end of year science party. Ooh, I hope they invite me. Might be cupcakes. And shout outs. What shout outs do you have this morning?
All my Girls on the Run coaches, the Girls on the Run participants, and all my teachers.
Yeah, how's Girls on the Run going?
Good.
Good. All right.
5K coming up on the 27th.
The 27th is when you run your 5K. Ooh, are you excited?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I take Maple to Dogwood Lane and then hit Route 309, which will lead to I-276, which is the most direct route to Washington, D.C. That's amazing, I said in awe. I'm good with maps. I can see them in my head. I looked out the window and saw that we were still waiting at the stoplight on Grand Street. My mom calls in the forever red. My mom calls it the forever red light because it seems like it lasts forever. I sighed. The more I thought about it, the more I wondered whether we'd ever catch up with them. We were at least 10 minutes behind them. What if we never found them? Don't worry, Benji. We'll drive all the way to the White House if we have to. My mom looked at me in the rearview mirror. She always knew what was going through my head. Then I noticed a huge black Escalade at the Shell station up ahead. Mom, pull into the gas station. What? Why? We have plenty of gas. Just do it. Stop the car. She slammed on the brakes and Ripley flew into the back of the front seat, just like Elvis did the first time he drove with my mom. I jumped out and ran over to the black Escalade. I couldn't believe our luck. It was Tazy's dad's car. Mr. McDonald, hey, it's me, Benji. Tazy got out of the car. What's going on? The Secret Service took Elvis to go live at the White House, and we're never going to see him again. After they left, I realized I didn't have a picture of him, so now we're going to get one. Do you want to come? Do you want to come with us? This is your chance to say goodbye. I'm sure Elvis would like to say goodbye to you and Princess Daisy in person. Are you serious? She looked closely at my face, and I was totally and completely serious. I don't have time to explain more. Do you want to come or not? Sorry, Benji, but Tazy has to get home and do her homework. Mr. McDonald got out of the car. Dad, we have to go. This is more important than homework. I'm going, and you're not going to stop me. Sorry, honey, but no can do. Daddy, I lied about my elbow hurting. I'm sorry, but I felt like I had no choice. You never listened to me. I've been telling you for the last 2 years that I didn't want to practice as much, that I wanted to do regular kid things and have fun. And today, that's what I did, and it felt right. So listen, remember what you taught me about never letting down the team? Sure I do. Well, this is my team, and I can't let them down when they need me the most. Casey wasn't taking no for an answer. Mr. McDonald, this is kind of an emergency. I may never have this opportunity again, I said. My mom got out of the car. Come on, we need to go now. Every minute we delay, it'll be harder to catch up with them. By now, they have 15 minutes on us. Casey's dad looked at all our faces, and it was clear he was not happy about Casey's big revelation. I've got to hand it to her. She really goes for broke sometimes. Casey, you lie to me again, and you're grounded for a month. Yes, Daddy. Mr. McDonald then broke out into a big smile. But I do respect you for standing up to me. I'm proud of you, and we'll figure it out later together, okay? Now, as for you, parroting back what I always say to you about being a champion, well, I'm glad you pay attention because it's absolutely true. You don't become a champion by letting down your team. So let's go. I'll drive. Mom? At this point, who am I to say no to anything? Let's go. In less than a minute, my mom parked her car at the gas station. We all piled into the Escalade. My mom sat in the front. Me, Tazy, and Alexander sat in the back, and Ripley was in the way back. Once again, I told everyone the whole crazy story so Tazy and her dad were up to date. By this time, we got on the highway. Tazy's dad was speeding. My mom recognized Tazy's dad and told him all about the twins' football career. She told him she was a big fan and remembered his famous catch, the one that won his team the Super Bowl the first time. Tazy was very quiet. She was upset about Elvis leaving and worried Princess Daisy wouldn't understand. I said that Princess Daisy wasn't the only one, but that I knew it was fate for us all to be together like this when we went to find Elvis and say goodbye. What was truly amazing was having my pack, me, Tazy, and Alexander. We weren't friends a week ago, but today, right now, it felt like we've been friends forever. All right, we're going to finish the book today. Chapter 17. Ripley barked like crazy when he heard the sirens behind us. Alexander turned around and saw a police car with flashing lights behind us. Mr. Tazy's dad, I think you should pull over, said Alexander. I couldn't believe it. This was a disaster. We would never catch up to Elvis now. Don't worry, I have a special kind of relationship with cops, meaning they treat me special and I'm always kind back. After Tazy's dad posed for a picture with Officer Perkins and told him all about Elvis, we got back on the highway, only this time with a police escort. According to my calculations, with the new speed we were driving, we were only 3 minutes behind. That is, if Alexander was right about the route that we were taking and if they didn't stop for gas or food. Tazy sensed my increasing anxiety. So did Ripley, and he whined in the back seat. Benji, are you okay? Tazy leaned into me. I don't think so. I'm really scared. What if we never find them? What if I don't ever see them again? You know what that's called? The ugly truth? No, that's called stinking thinking. And there's no place for that here, said Tazy. I'm going to tell you what all my coaches tell me when I get stressed out because the clock is running out. And it's what I always think of when I start to feel negative. Are you ready? Okay, tell me. Wow, Tazy sure could be dramatic. Just breathe and believe. That's it. That's what they say. Breathe and believe. I know it sounds simple, but it works. You have to believe you can do anything and that everything will work out how it's supposed to. Just believe, breathe, and believe, breathe, and believe. I took a deep breath and thought about the last few days of my life, which were absolutely the craziest, most bizarre days I'd ever experienced. And today was the absolute most incredible and most bizarre one of all. The highs, the lows, the drama, lots of laughs, and lots of tears. It pretty much had everything. I believe, I said quietly. Then I said it again because I felt it. I believe. I believe too, said Alexander. Me too. I always believe, said Tazy. I believe, my mom called out from the front seat. And then we all looked at Tazy's dad, whose giant hands gripped the steering wheel. I believe, and I believe that I see them. Look, 2 black sedans up ahead. He was right. It was them. It had to be. He honked the horn at Officer Perkins, who saw the cars too. He put on his siren, and in no time at all, we had all caught up with them. The Secret Service cars pulled over to the side of the highway. Officer Perkins pulled his car behind them, and we pulled over behind the police car. No one said anything, and no one knew what to do. After a moment, my mom kicked into action and opened her car door. She stepped out and marched toward the Secret Service cars. We should get out too? Should we get out too? We asked. Daisy's dad said we should wait. He said there was too much tension and far too many guns around for us to make any sudden movements. My mom had her head in the window of the second sedan for a while. She was talking nonstop, making wild hand gestures. After another 30 seconds, which felt like 30 years, she pulled her head out of the car and walked back. She stopped and talked to Officer Perkins and then pulled him in for a big hug. Wait, why are they leaving? Alexander pointed up ahead. The two Secret Service cars were pulling away. When my mom opened the car door, everyone started talking at once. She held up her hand and we all fell silent immediately. Everyone, calm down. There's a rest stop 2 miles up and we're all going to meet there. We can't have children and dogs on the side of a highway. It's too dangerous. Did you see him? Did you see Elvis? Was he okay? Yes, I saw him, Benji. He was fine, as big as ever. We followed Officer Perkins's car as it turned off the highway. My mom said he was coming with us because there was no way he was going to miss the excitement. I was so happy at the thought of seeing Elvis again, I was speechless. Casey was right. Everything had worked out. Well, not totally, since this was still going to be a goodbye, but at least I'd get a few pictures of Elvis, which was all I really wanted. It was a big reunion at the rest stop. If anyone had been watching, I'm sure they would have never guessed what the heck was going on. A police officer, 4 Secret Service agents, a retired Super Bowl football champion, my mom, Tazy, Alexander Chang Cohen, and me, plus a giant dog, a medium-sized dog, and a tiny dog. It was hard to tell whether Elvis was happier to see me or Princess Daisy. Then Elvis read my mind and said that he was really happy to see Princess Daisy, but he was even happier to see me. He was pretty choked up over the fact that I'd chased him down to say goodbye again. I'm trying not to cry. I told him that I knew I couldn't live my life without having a few pictures to remember him by. I said I planned to blow up the picture to poster size and put them in my room. We took a few group shots of everyone. And yes, my mom had been very smart to bring her tripod. And yes, she did have problems with the remote. Luckily, Alexander is an electronics whiz, so he was able to help with that. My mom took some pictures of me, Tazy, and Alexander with all 3 dogs. And finally, at the end, she took a bunch of pictures of just Elvis and me. Elvis was so excited. I had to keep wiping the drool strands from his mouth. My favorite picture was when Elvis told me to climb on his back, and I hugged his neck, and we both just smiled. Oh, there was also a good one of Tazy, Alexander, me, and Elvis, where I made bunny ears behind him, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be thrilled with that one. Even the Secret Service agents loosened up. Sure, Agent Daniels was a little cranky about getting further behind schedule, but he was really excited to meet Tazy's dad. It turned out Agent Daniels was a huge football fan. Tazy's dad let all the agents try on his Super Bowl ring, and of course in the back of his car he had a few footballs lying around that he signed for everyone to take home. It was probably the best hour of my entire life, mainly because we had all been strangers just a day ago, and now we were all coming together in a big, crazy love fest at a rest stop on the side of the highway. I didn't cry when I said goodbye to Elvis this time. My mom had told Agent Daniels that we were definitely coming to Washington, D.C. for a visit with Alexander and Tazy too. Tazy cried a little, but she said it was more because she knew how much Princess Daisy was going to miss Elvis. It was getting dark, and my mom said it was time to go. Everyone got back in their cars, and it was just Elvis and me alone in the rest stop park. I guess this is goodbye again, I said. This is goodbye for just a little while, until next time. I'll send you some of the pictures. Maybe they'll frame one and put it by your dog bed in the White House. That would be great. But Benji, I don't need a picture. I don't need a picture to remember you. I'll remember you. Stop it. I'll remember you in our time together forever. Me too. Hey, you called me Benji. Yes, I guess I did. I love you, Elvis, and I want you to know that you're even more extraordinary than you think you are. I love you too, Benji, and don't kid yourself. You're pretty extraordinary too. You've got real character, and you found yourself a great pack. Yeah, I think so too. But there's always room for one more. So if the White House is too small for you, you always have a home with us. I gave him one last big hug. He licked my face one more time, and then we parted ways. This time, when we both got back to our cars, we turned at the same time and waved. It was just like the movies. When I climbed back into the car, everyone was silent. I'm okay, guys, really. I'm just happy we all got to be together again and that I now have the pictures to prove it. We drove home in silence. Everyone was lost in thought. But then when we got back to town, we all went out for hamburgers and ice cream. When we switched back to our car, Tazy said she'd see me at school tomorrow during lunch. What do you mean? I mean, I'll save you a seat at lunch. Don't you want to sit together? You too, Alexander. I was so thrilled with the idea to have friends to sit with at lunch. I couldn't even say anything and just nodded. Alexandra must have felt the same way because we just stood there grinning like idiots and waiting until she was gone. Next, we picked up Alexandra's bike and we brought Alexandra and a cake to their house. My mom and Mrs. Chang Cohen hit it off instantly. And my mom invited Mrs. Chang Cohen to join her book club. Alexander said it was probably better not to tell his mom about our high-speed chase, and I agreed. You want to walk to school together tomorrow? He asked when we said goodbye. Sure, sounds good. We fist bumped. When we were in the car alone, I asked my mom what she was thinking because she was so quiet. She said she was proud of me. Really? Why? I asked. Just because, Benji. Just because. And that's the end of our story. What do you think? Good story?
Mhm.
Yeah? Well, I hope everybody else enjoyed it. Maybe we can find a really short story to finish this off after spring break until the end of the school year. We'll see. So hopefully everybody has a great day and you can be the kind of leader that you would choose to follow. Have a great day.